Hey guys, welcome back to another awesome, exciting adventure in art with your host, Mr. Rossi. Another Halloween drawing today. We got the mummy, or as they say in Spanish, le mummy. And it's going to be creeping and crawling right out of a sarcophagus. Let's get started and not waste any time, guys. Now, let's not draw anywhere along the top of that white paper. You don't want to draw anywhere here in that white bar. And if you remember your witch, if you remember and you did the werewolf, if you remember and you did the vampire, we're going to start with a circle right across the top of our page. Now remember, that circle has to be big enough for details. And that one is good enough. Now, diagonal, look how Mr. Rossi's pointing, diagonal to that circle, you want to give me a smaller circle. So it almost looks like the earth and the moon. The earth and the moon. Now I want to connect the earth and the moon with one line. And now, from underneath that little moon, I want to draw a happy face. Kind of just hanging out there. Now, from that little happy face, we're going to go like this, and we'll draw another happy face and stop. So go like this. Happy face, stop. And at the bottom of that happy face, give me one diagonal line. Now we're going to work on this side over here. And on this side over here, we're going to draw a big happy face and stop. So it goes like this. Big happy face, stop. Now I want to draw just the number 1 and a diagonal line at the bottom. Number 1 and a diagonal line at the bottom. Okay. In this center space right here, we're going to do it just like when we did Wolfie, the werewolf, or Dracula. Okay, but this side is going to be long. We're going to do a sad face, a sad face. But this side is going to be a little bit longer than this side. So it goes something like this. So right here in the middle. And this side is a little bit longer. See how this side is a little bit longer than that side right there? And at the bottom, you're just going to close it with a happy face. Happy face. Happy face. And since we're in the business of doing happy faces, go back to that center circle right there and give me a happy face one time and a happy face a second time. It looks like one big smiling face, doesn't it? Without the teeth. But where the teeth would go, you want to put 2 circles for the eyes is. And over here, let's do this hand. To the side, you want to put sad face or a ghost. And then across the top, right here where I'm running my finger, you want to do it 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ha, ha, ha. Now let's add some details. So along this arm right here, give me 2 happy faces. 1, 2. Now I'm going to draw a happy face from here and stop in the middle. I'm not going to go all the way to that sad face, or happy face rather. And I stop in the middle. I'm going to do that again a second time. And I'm going to do it a third time. And since I'm in the business of creating those happy faces, do it only on the leg. Do not do it on the foot. So I'm going to do a happy face here, happy face here, happy face, happy face. For the feetses, you want to put sad face. So it goes around the character. See, that's what you're doing. You're creating it to go around the character. And I'm going to do sad face here. So I'm going to go here, sad face, sad face, sad face. This arm is wrapped up in these bandages. And then you could put the number 11 or the number 1 and create that pattern. And I'm going to put one here on his face as well. And one other thing I want to show you is how we draw those bandages unraveling. Those bandages that are unraveling, put a little line right here to show you that that's the arm that's tucked underneath there. Okay, so the bandages that are unraveling start with a happy face 1 time, happy face 2 times, and you close it with a number 1. Happy face 1 time, happy face 2 times, close it with the number 1. And you just repeat that pattern as many times as you like. Now, across the top of the circle for his head right here, I want to draw the sarcophagus, which is the tomb that the mummy comes out of. And I'll start from the top of the circle with a sad face. It almost looks like, it's going to look like, you can do it 2 times. It will look like a rainbow. And then you're going to start on this outside one and do the same thing. Almost think of that letter J if you did the witch with me. Or you should have done it before you got to this one. Stop at a blue line. And this one is parallel. Just do the same thing. And you want to close it with a horizontal line. Boom. And then along here, I create like this kind of like a wannabe hieroglyphic. And that's just like, I just start with like the letter S and I give it an extra little curve. And you just put your 2 little circles and repeat that little pattern just to fill up that little bit of space. Okay, looks pretty good, pretty good. And now you got to add here is just a horizontal line. And if you want to make it look again 3D, you could put this one diagonal line right here, like this. I'll put one diagonal line. Maybe add another one right next to it. And put one horizontal line down the middle. So now it looks like he's coming at you. And there you have a mummy drawing. I like to put these vertical lines in here just to give it a little bit more depth to your drawing. And you can add these vertical lines with your Sharpie, or you could do it with your pencil and then trace over them with your Sharpie. And one last thing. Crayon Rubs. My crayons, guys, just in a bag instead of in a box. And a crayon rub, let me get a good color here that I want to use, you guys can see. Let's use this red. You got to have your crayon completely peeled off just like this, and preferably in a little chunk like mine, snapped in half. And you take and you hold it with your fingers and you just kind of rub in these empty spaces. And it's just going to fill in your drawing, as you can see right there. And keep that going in a nice little direction. I'm gonna come up in here. It doesn't matter if you get a little bit on your character, because I'm gonna go ahead and color around him anyway. So I'll cover it up. See, crayon rub will fill it up fast and nicely. To do the bandages for this guy, I use apricot. It says apricot on there. If you focus on there. Give it a little focus. Well, it's apricot, or it might say peach. And I just want to trace over the lines, kind of thick like this. I'm not coloring in. I'm just finding random little lines, and I'm just tracing over them. Just like that. And once I'm done doing it to my character, when I'm happy with it, I'll take a little bit of brown. Let me find my brown crayon. And I'll go over it with some brown as well, lightly. Just so I can get a nice little mixture in there and make it look like it's aged bandages. They're really aged. Okay. And that's just a quick little how you color this guy in. Don't forget this is a little bit of black in there. You can do a little bit of black up in here with a little bit of blue in there. Put a little bit of blue in there as well. Make it pop. Don't forget to color your sarcophagus. And so I would use like a little bit of orange in there. Make that pop. This one's a red orange. Maybe you want to use like a brighter orange than I did. I'm not going to go all the way through, but you get the idea. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. Share with friends and family. Maybe you got a little mummy, Frank, you want to share this with. All right, guys, until the next video, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit that bell for notifications. And I will see you in the next video. And don't forget, be excellent to each other. But most importantly, be excellent to yourself.